Hey all, it's Jess from Sunflower Dairy, and I am out in front of the garden. So the weather is finally starting to cooperate. It's feeling like spring, and I've actually started planting some of my cold hardy fall crops like spinach, radishes, lettuce, peas, all that kind of thing. So I have some cold hardy crops in the garden already, but I wanted to talk to you today about how I'm planning on growing more food this year than ever before. So obviously I have my raised garden beds, which I will always be gardening in my raised garden beds because this is the main garden. I also call it the kitchen garden because most of the things that I use in the kitchen will be growing in the raised garden beds because it's easy, it's quick. I can run out here, grab what I need for the kitchen, run inside to the kitchen, and keep cooking. So raised garden beds, that is one of my main ways of gardening, but I'm planning on growing way more food than ever before. So let me show you some of the other things that I've been doing around here. So I'm going to take you along this way. Alright, so we're going to head over here. As you know, if you have seen my garden tours, that I also have raised beds over here, which I call the second garden area. But if you look here, you'll see that all of this is new. So this right here is garden fabric, and I have put this down because not only I'm gardening in the raised beds, but I also want to grow more food than ever before, like I said. So I put the garden fabric down so that I can actually put holes in the garden fabric and put plants directly into the ground, which this way I'll be able to plant in rows, long rows, and that will be able to produce a ton of food in a space. And so I have 4 rows here that I can do that, and I think I'm trying to remember, I think they're about 20 foot each, 20 foot long each. So that's pretty good size. And I want to also here for you, I want to show you different ways of gardening because not everyone likes to garden the same way, and it's nice to kind of see different ways and different styles of gardening. Like, so the raised garden boxes I have over there, and then this is going to be market garden style gardening. And then I also have, if you remember from last year, I have my no-dig garden where I had the corn. So right here, right over there is where I laid down cardboard, and then I put soil and compost on top of it, and then I just planted corn into that soil. And the no-dig gardening method was on top of the ground, so nothing was actually going into the actual ground. So that was another style of gardening that I did, and I'm going to do that again this year. So I'm going to be cleaning that up, adding some more soil and compost. And so in that area I'm probably going to be planting popcorn. So I also have another garden area that I'm going to show you that is new as well. Alright, let's head over this way. So this is, what I'm about to show you is new, never seen before. And then there's garden area there, as you can see, it's been turned over because I really want to show different gardening styles, because some people like to still garden in the ground. So I'm going to do that too, to kind of show you guys that style as well. And I kind of want to compare all the different gardening styles and kind of show you all, how different things do. But in this garden space, I'm going to be growing actual sweet corn, and I'm going to be growing sweet corn, and I'm going to be growing actual corn, like, hard kernel corn that I actually want to ground up to make corn tortillas. And I am going to be growing wheat in here as well, so that I can ground that up and make flour. So, and then also I want to put some squash in here, like winter squash, so really good storage squash. So as you can see, I'm going to be growing so many things this year. I am really expanding the gardening spaces. Oh, and we can't forget this other space that I grow in as well. We can't forget about the greenhouse, because the greenhouse has garden beds in here as well, so I can grow in the greenhouse. So if you think about it, there's so many different gardening styles that I'm going to be doing this year. So I'm excited to garden in all of these spaces, show you all the difference between all the spaces, how they all do, all the different gardening styles. And then there's another thing that I want to do to kind of make a difference with gardening, is I want to do a couple garden beds that actually have hoops on them and have greenhouse plastic on them, so they're almost like a little mini hothouse or a little mini greenhouse. So it will help keep the heat inside of that main little garden bed. So things like warm weather crops that really need that heat to really thrive and do well. I'm kind of thinking, melons really need that heat and warmth to really grow and do well. So I'm planning on doing those in some, warm garden beds. So I'm thinking about doing that. And there's so many different ways to garden. And also, even though I have all of these garden spaces that I've just showed you and talked about, I'm also gonna still be planting in containers, in vegetable pots, all of that kind of thing. So I really want to show you all the different ways, the different styles of gardening, how they all do. And I know that you all watching, you're in different places, you're in different seasons of life, and I want to show you all that no matter where you are, you can still, grow food, you can garden, you can, plant things. So this year I am planning on growing way more food than ever before, and showing all different kinds of gardening styles, and kind of showing you all how different things do, and just showing you all that no matter where you are, you can still garden. Even if you're in the city and you can just have containers on your balcony to grow stuff in, or if you just have a little space for a couple raised boxes, or if you want to do the in-ground gardening, or the market style gardening, or the greenhouse gardening, or there's so many different ways to garden. So I'm excited to show you all that. Thank you for watching. Have a blessed day.